of the Patriots and Cowboys, 10-6. Currently on top of Dallas in what has been a wet, rainy game. And Hook and I are here for the entire fourth quarter with you. You want to get in touch, you can do so on the fan line, lower right-hand screen, the green button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. We'll be talking to you all fourth quarter long. I believe.
Oh, boy. This has been a problem. We've had problems with Adam Jones and his signal staying live. He's been relegated to the basement, and apparently the basement in his place doesn't have as good a signal. But I can tell you that what he and I were talking about before going on was basically that for the first time in a long time, we're looking at a game where it's not a done deal. The Patriots have not won this game nor lost this game because, you know, the Baltimore game, they pretty much had lost by the time we rolled around to the fourth quarter as well. This game is still very much in doubt at this point. And so that at least is a nice change of pace. Oh, hey, look, Adam Jones is back.
Hey, I think what I missed, anything? We're back for the game here? Patriots
yeah.
Patriots about to start. So sorry. So I don't know if you got my question or not. I was going to ask you your thoughts to this point, Hook.
Well, what I was talking about was basically that just like you and I were saying off air, that it's exciting that we finally have a game that isn't decided one way or another by the time we got to the fourth quarter. And I think, I mean, obviously, I know that some people, some negative people, some people maybe like you will want to dismiss the weather and just blame all things bad on the actual players executing the badness. But it is clearly just a horrible weather game. It's got wind, it's got rain. It's just miserable out there. And so I think you probably expected a low-scoring affair. But I think it's predictable that the Patriots, maybe only just slightly, but the Patriots have performed better than the Cowboys in these conditions on their home field.
All week, Hook, and I don't know if you heard this or not, all week I had Cowboys in the points. I've been a big Dak Prescott guy. Like, he's been dog shit today. He's been awful. So I don't know. I mean, I clearly didn't have this game right. My one fear was rain was in the forecast. And how would a team like the Cowboys play outdoors in the wet? Not necessarily the cold, in the wet. And I mean, it's been ugly for both sides, but I agree with you. It's been uglier for the Cowboys rather to this point. I
mean, have you been outside today? Because it was gross.
Briefly. I took the dog outside for about 2 seconds. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, to try to do things. I mean, look, it's these guys play outside, right? They play outside in the winter. So it's not, to your point, the cold, but just to try to function when you've got these winds and this rain and you can't see and you're doing precision things like kicking and throwing a ball across the field. Some level, surprising to me that they've managed to do. And granted, they've only done a little bit more than nothing, but thus far it's been just enough more than nothing compared to their opponents.
So how do we feel like this is trending? Do we feel like this is another one of these games where it's just the Patriots and, you know, the other team's going to keep screwing up and the Patriots are going to execute because they're the Patriots? It feels like it's that kind of game, especially with the Pats driving now, although they just jumped their false start. It looks like, maybe it's on the Cowboys, but it looked like Watson jumped there. It feels like it's another one of those games, no?
Well, I will tell you, the bold prediction I'll have is whatever team manages to score a touchdown is going to win this game at this point. I mean, if the Patriots do it here, it's hard to say that they've, 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter and only being up by, less than 2 scores. But I also feel like if the Cowboys manage to somehow get a touchdown, that they'll win this game as well. So I don't know that it's necessarily whoever screws up or that we're counting on the Patriots to screw up or the Cowboys to screw up, because I think the Pats could screw this up too. I really do.
Yeah. Well, again, neither quarterbacks played well. I would say Brady's looked better, but it's been ugly. It's been ugly, and it's been a bit of a slow, snoozy game as well. Adam Jones, Marshall Hook here, fourth quarter live on FanCred. You want to get in touch, you can. Lower right-hand corner of your screen, it's the green button. That's how you call us up. Again, I think we're expecting to be graced with the presence of one Michael Felger as well. But, Hook, big game, which means we'll go right out to the fan line. We have Julio in Somerville on the fan line. He joins us here on fourth quarter live with the Patriots still on top of the Cowboys 10-6. A couple of minutes into the fourth quarter. So, Julio, what do you got here if we can pot him up? There we go. Julio, what do you got?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, one thing, it has been a really crappy game. It's not like hit you with a rock fest, but I like the fact that Brady doesn't have weapons to throw to. It forces him to look at those young guys because there were throws earlier in the game where like Myers missed it. They're done. They're out of the circle. But then he comes back and has looked at them lately. So if anything, it's making him look at the young guys.
Yeah. So look, I actually agree with that, Julio. And I've gotten Hook. I don't know about you, but I've gotten a little bit of the, I thought he doesn't throw to the young guys in my Twitter timeline, right? And, well, he has to. I mean, he has no choice. It's just, who else is he going to throw to other than the young guys? He doesn't have Sanu. He hasn't dinged up Edelman. He doesn't have Dorsett. So, of course, he has to throw to the young guys here in this game. Julio, I agree with you on that. We might have lost Hook, but I agree with you on that. Look at them. They played okay. They've had some drops, but they played okay.
And the thing of it is, what I'm feeling is any time that one of those two guys, doesn't make
Myers just
right
had
on cue. Right on cue.
Yeah, but both of them have also had passes that they didn't get in. And I'm like, oh boy, that's it. Brady's not going to throw it to him again. You miss one, he's not going to go back to you.
I was thinking this. I was thinking the same thing, Marshall. I'm like, a couple ones he didn't make. I'm like, oh, he's done. He won't look his way the rest of the game.
Yeah. Well, Julio, we appreciate it on the fan line. Again, if you want to get in touch, lower right-hand corner of your screen, the green button there for you. Meantime, they just flashed the graphic for Myers. 4 catches, 74 yards. He had one drop that was right in his breadbasket that he got blown up on. That probably was Brady's best throw of the day. We were actually talking about that a little bit before we got on the air here. And I would tend to agree. That was probably one of the better throws of the day that Brady had. And Hook, to your point, Brady should keep coming back to him. I know N'Keal Harry had a bad drop. He also had a ridiculous body control catch in the corner of the end zone. That's the only touchdown so far. So you got to keep coming to these guys. If he stopped throwing to Edelman every time Edelman had a shitty drop, he'd never throw to Edelman either.
There was Jacoby Myers early. I think it was first, second quarter, somewhere in there. He had a drop ball, and then immediately, I think 1-2 plays later, went back to him and had a beautiful catch for a first down. Yep. So that's the kind of stuff you feel good. And I also... is it a caller in this scenario? The joiners point that he's almost forced to do it, because if I'm the Cowboys, I'm quadruple covering Julian Edelman and daring Tom Brady to throw to anyone else. And so fine, he has a pass in a normal game. Maybe he doesn't go back to him. Maybe he says, you drop that thing. I'm not going back to you. But here he's like, well, I guess I have to. I have no other choice. Yeah. So it'll almost force Tom Brady into including these people. And maybe that's not only good for this game, but maybe it pays dividends down the line too.
Totally. By the way, I kind of went, I didn't like that call at first on Jalen Smith, the pass interference there on Edelman, but I think that's a pretty clear one. He grabbed him up.
He grabs him right around
the shoulder pads,
on the shoulder and hangs on. I'm pretty sure that that's a clear one there, yeah.
So I'm looking at some of the chatting here. And again, fan lines, lower right-hand corner of your screen, green button. But you can also chat with us as well. Let's see. Matt says that, it's a comparison between – it's Sean. The coaching matchup, Belichick and Garrett, landslide, which we all expected. I don't know that I did a good enough job talking that up during the course of the week, because that's probably the Patriots' biggest advantage in this matchup, Belichick versus Garrett.
We talked about this on the radio earlier today. I posed the question that everything else being equal, every single other thing being equal, if just before this game, the Cowboys and Patriots traded head coaches, how do you think this game would go? And in my opinion, if the coaches are flipped, the Cowboys win by like 48. Because if you gave Bill Belichick the tools that the Cowboys have and made everything else equal, I think that he wins in a walk.
Yeah. I mean, look, Bill's got a lot of weapons on that defense. That looked like I got to see that pass again from Brady to Harry. That looked like a high throw from Brady that Harry tried to high point. I'd probably put that more on the quarterback than the receiver here, but that's a tough catch. We got a question here as well. Where's James White? Which I think is a great question. You know me, I'm a big Sony guy, but where the hell is James White in this game?
That went right through his hands. Literally through his hand. Well, I mean, he did have to jump to get. Look, it goes literally through his hands. I happen to have a football right here.
Oh, nice.
Right there.
Nice.
It goes through his hands like that.
Wow, see, whoever was talking about James White, what an idiot they were. Because, like I said, never give it to James White. I don't know why you feed James White. Why would you do such a thing? Stupid play call. Stop feeding James White. Okay, I think we have someone else on the fan line here. It is Matthew in Framingham. Matt in Framingham joining us here on the fan line. Green button, lower right-hand corner of your screen with the Patriots again leading Dallas and looking to tack on here with another field goal. Those have been automatic all day. Matt, what do you think of the game?
Honestly, I can already hear it tomorrow. It's going to be all about the weather and all this crap. When in reality, how many turnovers? There's the block punt. There's the fumble. There's the interception. Yep. All these opportunities. All they got out of those opportunities was a field goal. But the kicking, the special teams have been horrid outside of the block punt. And basically, I think that Edelman. And as far as what I'm sorry, I don't know your name in the middle, but the other gentleman,
Marshall Hook.
And as far as switching coaches, I don't think it would make much of a difference because what's keeping us in this game is our defense. And yes, Belichick has a lot to do with that defense, but we have some great personnel on defense. And despite with all the defense is doing, with all these turnovers and even the special teams outside of the kicker, it's not getting us anywhere. And despite Harry, I mean, this guy had I think he's going to be a good player, but he made a spectacular catch. Without that, we'd be losing. And we'd be barely ahead. And it's just, I just think that it's going to be a lot of talk about weather, and it's New England. It's going to get a lot worse. And this defense has held us in the game. But
there's nothing that you said that I disagree with, and I'm not going to tell you that the Patriots defense is anything other than elite. It's fantastic. But I ask you this, if Bill Belichick had that Cowboys offense, have they made any adjustments? Have they done anything differently from the first quarter to the fourth quarter to try to do anything against the Patriots defense? And what have we seen the weakness from the Patriots defense this year has been but running, and it just so happens they got this Ezekiel Elliott guy, and I've seen him get more passes thrown to him than balls handed off to him at this point.
Elliott's running well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Elliott's got 20 carries.
Yeah, Elliott.
Or 19.
I mean, I agree with all of that. They have great wide receiver. They have so much. They have way more personnel. One big problem, Dak Prescott. I know he has all the stats and all the numbers first in this. I have never been a Dak Prescott guy. When it comes in, when the lights are the brightest, he quivers. So
and Matt, look, I appreciate it on the fan line. You can get in touch, lower right-hand corner of your screen. Again, the green button is how you do get in touch with me and Hook, fourth quarter live. We've heard from Julio. You've heard from Matt. I will do a mea culpa here on Dak for the day. I mean, unless Dak has something up his sleeve, game tie and drive or something like that at the end of this game, he's looked awful. And Amari Cooper's been totally taken away. I said all week, Hook, I thought the play for the Patriots was put Gilmore on Gallup. I thought physically they matched up pretty well. And then play Jason McCourty with Devin McCourty over the top on Amari Cooper. Bracket him, double cover him. I thought that's what they do. Then I saw Jason McCourty was hurt, and I'm like, oh, this is even worse. Like, how are they going to cover these receivers the Cowboys have? All these weapons for Dak Prescott. And it hasn't mattered. So, look, I've been much more skeptical than you were. You said you're convinced the defense is elite. I'm convinced they're elite in 2019. They're a really good defense for the year 2019. I've kind of scoffed at this historically great idea. I've scoffed at that idea. Like they're the 2000 Ravens or something like that. Jesus Christ, these idiots. They're going to kick short every time. Hey, you fucking idiots. They're going to kick short every time. That's what they're going to do. Every single time, they're going to kick short. I got news for you. Next time, they're going to kick short again. You bozos. Look at this. They haven't seen that yet?
I'm not suggesting they're an all-time defense. I don't think you can do that at this point. I'm merely suggesting that they are for what they are right now. You know, in this NFL, they are amongst the elite.
So true. I had some questions about them against the Cowboys. I said the Cowboys would get in the 20s. It's not looking like that's going to happen. So I may have to eat some crow on that one. Speaking of trying to make us eat crow, I know people try to do that on the fan line sometimes, blaz and things like this. Joining us on the fan line, I believe we have more action there with the Patriots leading 13-6 after a second Nick Folk field goal mixed in with a couple of misses. This is Andrew in Florida on the fan line. Green button, lower right-hand corner of your screen. Andrew, what's up? What do you got?
Well, I think despite the weather, I think the Patriots have played pretty well. The running game today looks phenomenal. You could tell the difference when wind is back. I mean, it has been night and day from last week to this week. I don't know if you guys saw the Saints game.
Yep.
But I just thought it was funny that they got screwed by the PI call challenge.
Yeah, did you see that, Hook?
I did not.
Carolina challenged the pass interference, and New Orleans ended up winning anyway. I didn't see the game-winning field goal because the Pats game had started. But
I did see that.
No. But it's still funny that.
Uh-oh!
But it's still funny that that they get screwed like that.
Who's 27? That's J.C. Jackson, right?
Yep.
J.C. Jackson thought he had a pick. Oh, is this coming back?
I'll be right back.
Oh.
Well, I guess it's you and me.
I thought I just heard Aikman say there's a flag. Anyway, I'm with you here, Andrew. Look, I think the running game has looked improved. Illegal contact on the Pats. There you go. I think the running game has looked improved. I agree. The defense before that play, regardless of weather, looks lights out. Like, I think a lot of the turnovers they've forced, even the block punt, that's not weather related. That's just the Patriots out executing. So I do agree with you on that. I've been lower on the defense from a historical standpoint than a lot of people. And I thought the Cowboys would score this week. And right now it's not looking good for me, even despite that huge play from Randall Cobb.
Yeah. No, I just the weather, I think, as the last caller said, is going to be the big complaining point. And I think beside that shouldn't be the factor. The Pats have played well. So
yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Andrew, we appreciate it. Again, fan line, lower right-hand corner of your screen, green button.
Dismissive of the weather at this point. Obviously, the weather, I think that there are issues above and beyond that, but I do think an issue, it's hard to ignore that. You know, you watch the replay of what we just saw a second ago of the near, that would be a forced fumble where he put his hand.
Are we back? Well, I can't tell if I'm on right now or not.
I lost you for a while, but I just kept on talking.
So we got. I think we've been losing each other. Sorry, I'm here. I'm present. I'm being informed by Cam that I'm back in here.
All right.
So you're here as well, Hook?
We're both here. It's very exciting for both of us.
So I'll let the listeners in on a little secret, or the viewers in on a little secret. I'm down here in the banished down the hall. My sister-in-law just got here. She's got a little puppy bounding around out in the living room. We got a little 1.5-year-old son trying to eat dinner as well. So I'm banished down here, where my Wi-Fi apparently is not the greatest. So that's my fault. My apologies all around. Cowboys, after the big play here to Randall Cobb, 59 yards down the field, just picked up another first down, and they are in the red zone where they have not been successful. Patriots defense has buckled down a few different times in the red zone. So we'll see if they can do it again here, Hook.
I mean, I still stand by my prediction that the next team at this point, that would merely be, assuming they don't go for two, and I can't imagine they would if the Cowboys scored a touchdown. That would only merely tie the game and the Patriots to have a long drive and score a touchdown or what have you. But I'll stand by that it could be a momentum swing, if nothing else. If the Cowboys finally get something done here in the red zone and finally are able to complete a couple big plays, which they've already done, that could bode well for them down the end of this game.
Yeah. Well, look, not a lot. Oh, great play by Gilmore. Peeling back. Who's that? Witten? Dak rolling right, throwing left. Always dangerous. And Gilmore peeled off and almost had a pick there in the end zone. So 3rd and 7 here for the Cowboys. 6:15 remaining in the fourth quarter with the Patriots up by a touchdown. I mean, J.C. Jackson right now is looking like, I don't want to say a GOAT, but just looking like a player I know some of the fans in the chat have circled here. I don't know what he was doing. I'm trying to remember who the defensive back was. Do you remember the Chiefs game last year, Hook? And it was Tyreek Hill. So, like, Tyreek Hill has another gear of speed than Randall Cobb has at this stage in his career. But remember that play where Tyreek Hill caught it, bolted around the corner, and just left everybody in the dust? This reminded me of that a little bit. That's almost what it looked like to me. And J.C. Jackson, the corner this time. He can make a play with his feet. Not pretty. Not pretty by the Cowboys there. Patriots shove them out of the end zone. So still 13-6 in favor of the Patriots. I'd imagine they can't go for it here on 4th and 7, I wouldn't think. Field goals all day. So I can't imagine that's going to be the case. Again, fan line, lower right-hand corner of your screen. If you want to get in touch here, me and Hook. Patriots, well, about 6 minutes and change left here in this game, clinging to a 7-point lead is what the Cowboys are facing. So we got Pat Chung leaving the field.
I think your bad Wi-Fi is in. affecting me.
Oh, say it again.
Your bad Wi-Fi is somehow affecting me because I keep getting knocked out of here too.
Well, that's my bad.
Yeah,
that's my bad. So we got again the Patriots up by 7. I've been babbling here a little bit, but you don't think Garrett should go for this, right, Hook?
No. With 6 minutes left, I don't. That is a lot of time left on the clock to leave points on the board.
If it's fourth and 2, you go for it, right? 4th and 7.
I'm not sure if I go for it on any 4th down attempt. Not with over 6 minutes left. And again, how many long sustained drives have the Patriots had? One in this entire game?
Not many. They've had a couple of short fields. I mean, that last one to get a field goal, I guess, was down the field a little bit, right?
That was it. And they ate up some clock there. So I found the Cowboys. It's not like this is one of these things where I think, oh, well, now the Patriots are going to go chew up, 5 minutes of the 6 minutes left in this game. They're as likely to do a 3 and out and burn almost no time as they are anything at this point. So 100%, I get the sure points there, or as sure as kicking a field goal is in this game tonight.
Let me ask you this. So the Cowboys take the field goal. They get the field goal. They're down 4. Patriots don't need points right now. If you think the defense can keep the Cowboys out of the end zone, you don't need points. You do need to burn some clock. What are you doing here offensively? Is this Sony Michel? Is this James White, who I know people were clamoring for before, and then James White just had a big loss on 3rd down on the previous drive before the Patriots kicked the field goal? What are you going back to Sony here? What do you do offensively?
I mean, Sony has broken a couple runs. I mean, I don't have his stats in front of me, so I don't know what he's done for the day.
So I'll give him to you. Sony right now is at 72 yards on 15 carries, so almost 5 yards a pop.
All right, if you on 1st and 2nd down, figure he gets it. 5 out of that at least. Hope for I mean, I think you got to use him at least twice a series to try to burn some clock here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think Sony's been good. I feel like he hasn't been as good since the first quarter. I think he had 44 yards, 42 yards, something like that.
I'm going to yell at the dog here. Hold on. Maisie, get down.
Yeah.
Maisie, get down.
Get down.
Maisie likes to climb up on the couch. Maisie's not allowed to climb up on the couch.
Yeah, my dog left me as most people like to do, but this was a chew toy for my dog that he was going to be dealing with.
This is Maisie, the most destructive creature in the history of creatures. So,
that's a good puppy.
If I could show you the hole that she dug in the living room carpet, I'd be happy to do that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to speak for the listeners, Hook, but some might say you deserve it. That's what some. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but some might say you deserve it.
Probably. Because I am a negative guy, and you don't know anything about that.
Right. You got to be more positive like me. Yeah. You need to see the sunny side in life. So, Sean writes in on the chat line. And again, you can get in touch on the fan line, lower right-hand corner of your screen, green button. But you can also chat along. Sean wants to see Michel, White, Edelman. I got to be honest, I'm a little surprised the game plan's gotten away from James White. Yeah. I figured in the crappy weather, sometimes you want to throw. I know that's counterintuitive, but sometimes you want to throw. The defense can't set their feet. When you're running, sometimes you're running into more of like a pile where the defense already is, and running backs don't have the same lanes. I really thought the weather would be advantageous to James White. I think Edelman's a guy that obviously you want to go to, but he's shown, as much a case of the drops as anybody else in this game. So I don't know. I think if you can milk another 2-3 minutes off the clock, you hand it over to the defense and hope that the defense is going to keep the Cowboys out of the end zone. The way they've played all day, they should be able to do that. They haven't let them in yet.
A couple times about James White taking that big loss on 3rd down. I think on 1st down, it was almost the identical play where, it was one of these over here, and then he was met by a defender, and at best for no gain. And I think it was actually lost. So this is good for you. Game right here, a big Sony Michel drive.
Well, it should be. Patriots started off with Burkhead on the field, and they hit Edelman across the middle to burn some clock here. So we'll see. It should be good for me, Hook. But you know how things generally work for me. even when the Patriots are winning Super Bowls and Sony Michel is running wild, I still got to deal with all the Sony Michel hate this year. The way he's played. I see Edelman's numbers, by the way, 70 yards. Say it again.
Yeah, no, I was going to
see.
say that I'm sure at some level you're still trying to figure out how to blame this on the Celtics anyway. So this game,
yeah, give me until Monday. Give me until tomorrow night. I'll figure out a way. Anyway, there's Burkhead out in the flat that Brady hit. So Patriots first down, 5:20 to go, and they're leading 13-9. Again, the defense has not allowed a field goal yet on the afternoon. I was surprised to see Edelman has 7 for 70. Like I actually didn't think he's that productive. They just flashed that graphic on the screen. That's better than I thought.
yeah, I mean it's been a very quiet 7 for 70. I guess I don't recall if he had one big gainer in there someplace. Because I do know. I mean, we talked about it before. If you're Dallas, isn't he the guy that you totally send the most coverage towards? So I'm going to me.
Ooh, Brady. Ugly. Brady taking shot downfield, little wheel route there to Rex Burkhead on first down. Again, no Sony Michel on the field, no James White with their number 3 running back with less than 5 minutes to go to burn some clock, which I find perplexing. We haven't talked a ton about Brady in his day. Right now, 16 for 34, I think, 167 and a touchdown. I'd argue he's outplayed Dak. He's not been overly impressive here today, especially considering Brady's going against a much easier defense. But we'll see if a lot of people who argue for Brady, the stats aren't important, Hook. It's all about situational. It's all about coming through in a big spot. So let's see if Brady can come through in the big spot, or else the defense is going to have to bail him out again.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, listen, I am more than happy.
There's my guy.
There you go. Look at that. And by the way, it's a good thing that they listen to us and have focused mostly on the run in this drive, because that.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. They haven't even run it once on the drive. Not once.
So clearly.
That's why they pay us.
That's why we should be coaches in the NFL, because we told them that they needed to. I believe it was me who said they needed to go to Sony Michel 2 out of every 3 downs in this drive, and I don't even think the dude's on the field at this point. So, I keep circling back to the weather. Do you give any sort of leeway to performances that are bad, particularly because we're talking about Brady? Like, these are difficult conditions to play under, and it's hard to do kind of precision downfield passing when you're dealing with wind and rain, or is it just a bad day for Brady?
I mean, maybe Brady would get more benefit of the doubt if he hasn't played the way he's played all year. You know what I mean? Like, are these stats, these numbers that dissimilar to how he played last week against Philly? Maybe the completion percentage is down a little bit, but I don't know. The overall production looks pretty similar.
Maybe I'm just a Brady Bobo apologist. I have no idea.
No, I don't think it's that. I think, look, here's where I think the weather's a factor, Hook. I do believe this. There's my guy Sony getting stacked up for no gain on second down. I think it's into Gillette, and it's going to be a long day, and now we got to deal with this, and it's one of those advantages the Patriots have, and I'm not saying they're lucky or anything like that. Football in the Northeast, when you get people coming to you, look at the Cowboys. Look at the jackets they're in. Look at the facial expression, the mopey facial expression from Dak Prescott. Like, they're miserable. Like, that's where the weather factors in. The Cowboys almost feel like they were beaten when they walked off the bus looking at this weather. Like, that's the factor. And I don't mean to take away from the Patriots and their defense. Their defense has been incredible, but that's where I think the weather's a little more of a factor today.
So let me ask you this.
Good thing Burkhead's on the field, by the way. They should listen to us. Throw to James White. Don't throw to fucking Burkhead. Throw to James White. That's why he's your number 3 running back, because he can't fucking catch. That's why.
The missed field goals, is that Nick Folk's fault, or is that the weather's fault?
Again, I'd say the same thing I said about Brady. If Nick Folk were good, then I'd say, okay, well, maybe you put it on the weather, but Nick Folk sucks. So no, I mean, their kicker missed one. He missed one. Maybe it's more psychological than anything. They're freaking themselves out with the weather, but they both made some longer kicks in the weather now too. Mara made a 46-yarder. Folk hit 2 field goals. So no, I mean, neither kicker is very good. So I just think it's more a product of that. They're probably not hitting in perfect conditions.
So now we get to do the immediate kind of looking back at what we wanted them to do on this drive. They did manage to burn. What are we at? No. We're at 2:40 at this point. So they did manage to go from 6 minutes down to 2 and change.
Yeah, no, that they did exactly. I wanted them to take it under 3. That's what I said. So 2.5 minutes left. Cowboys have the ball. Dak finally got him on the move last drive, kind of. I mean, it was really a poor play by J.C. Jackson that let Randall Cobb rip off a big play up the left sideline. But look, this is how you want the game, right? I mean, Bill just told you with the way they went super conservative at the end of that drive. They got in the plus field. They got over the 50-yard line. What'd they run on first down? I think a short little pass on first down. Sony Michel got stuffed on second down. They tried a short pass to the running back, Burkhead, that wasn't going to pick up a first down on third down. Then they punted. So they're going to make Dallas go almost the entire field against their defense. That's like 03-04 Bill, right? We're going to punt. We're not going to be aggressive. We're win this game. And now it's up to the Patriots defense to forget allowing points. Like a field goal doesn't beat you. They just got to keep this team out of the end zone. And Bill's making a bid that Dak Prescott, with all the weapons he has, Zeke, Cooper, Gallup, I don't want to say Jason Witten, Randall Cobb, like all those weapons, he's banking that his guys can get a stop here. They've been doing it all day. So I got to be honest, I don't like conservative football. I don't like boring, defensive, play on our heels football. I don't generally like that. But the way this game has played out today, Hook, I think everybody feels like it's the right call. Like, I'm not going to second guess that. Unless the Cowboys score.
In the bold way of making predictions, I also think that if you've got Dak Prescott out there, you've got these conditions, you've got the fact that he knows he needs a touchdown, this could be a prime spot for him to try to throw an iffy pass and turnover, and that could end the game right there.
That's true. One thing that works in favor of the Cowboys, you need to go for it on fourth down, right? Like so they got 4 plays to get 10 yards every time. They have the 2-minute warning. I didn't see their timeouts.
I think they have all 3.
They have a full complement of timeouts. So you have 4 stoppages, you're going for it on fourth down. So, you can run plays over the middle of the field. You have plenty of time to run plays over the middle of the field. It doesn't just have to be the sidelines. If I'm Dak, Patriots have been playing man coverage all day. If I'm Dak and there's nothing downfield, tuck it and run. Tuck it and run. Take the yards. Let's go. Like, you got plenty of timeouts. You have plenty of stoppages. Like, to me, Dak hasn't run enough in this game today. And he's not Lamar Jackson. He's probably closer to Carson Wentz last week in terms of mobility than he is to Lamar Jackson. But he can take those plays, especially in this sort of situation. 2 minutes left. You need a scramble play. You need yards. You need to keep the chains moving. I trust Dak and his legs in that regard, or at least I normally do when the field isn't cold and wet and against a fast and talented Patriots defense.
Except that, again, I would say this is where Jason Garrett comes into play, because unless Dak makes that decision on his own,
probably.
Then...
Oh. I mean, Dak got blown up on that play. He hung in the pocket and hit Randall Cobb over the middle for, I'm going to say, 20 yards or so. Cowboys are out over the 30.
If they can do that, that a few times, this will be done very quickly.
I'm sorry, I said over the 30. They're at the 26. So Shelton hit Dak right on the throw. Dak hung in there. They still got the 2-minute warning here. They're going to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning. You're right, Marshall. Full complement of timeouts here for the Cowboys. So we'll see. A little drive starter there to Cobb. And then old-ass Jason Witten drops a pass on the sideline that would have been, maybe a 5-yard gain. So still another play here before the 2-minute warning if the Cowboys want to try to get another play downfield, or across the middle of the field, rather, before the 2-minute stoppage there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how if and I don't want to suggest anything. If you were a Patriots fan, are you feeling confident right now? Or are you feeling like
yes, yeah? You think Cowboys are going to score? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous as a theoretical Patriots fan.
Oh, Hook's a little nervy.
I am. Maybe the opposite is true, where Dak Prescott steps up. I mean, I don't have possession in front of me, but who does it feel
time of possession? I can get that for you.
Better with the stats. It's like you're the headline guy on the Felger and Maz show. I just tell you to Google something.
Is it? Yeah.
And you go. You just go.
Jones, look up the time. Time of possession actually favors the Cowboys, almost 30 minutes to about 28 for the Patriots.
Exactly. So
Cowboys are going to win
more. The Patriots defense has been out there more at this point, and sure, it hasn't amounted to much at some point, but isn't that where you sometimes see at the end of the game that the defense? Again, we've talked about how good the Patriots defense is, but goals maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Scott just said something on the chat that I agree with. Patriots defense can't go soft here. Like, your whole thing is you're aggressive and, you're coming after quarterbacks and you're playing aggressive man-to-man defense. I don't want to see soft zone, and they're not playing it. By the way, Gallup had a 9-yard catch there on second down. So we're going to come out of the 2-minute warning, 3rd and 1 at like the 35-ish yard line. Dallas needs a touchdown. So they still are going to have to go not only get a yard on the next 2 plays, because they're going to be going for it on 4th down, they're going to need to go 65 yards in 2 minutes with 3 timeouts, which is not unheard of, but it's the opposite of what they've done all day long.
It is the opposite of what they've done all along, but it's what they have done in the first 4 plays of this drive or what have you. They had a big pass for a gain. The Witten one didn't go anywhere, but then the next one.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. Every play's been there to be had. Matt, I think this is Matt in Framingham on the chat line who already jumped in on the fan line. He's all over you, Hook. He says, Hook, I don't know what you're worried about.
Well, maybe it's just, Well,
in fairness, he just learned who you were. If
true.
It's the same Matt, he just learned who you were. He wasn't sure who the gentleman in the middle was. So maybe.
To be clear, if given the choice, I would rather be the Patriots at this point, right? All things being equal, the Patriots are in the better position. That said, there's this natural inclination to me to expect the worst. That's just how I am. And as I look at it, I can find reasons why this goes south for the Patriots. A tight defense and an offense that in their first 3 plays has reeled off, almost 30 yards.
Yeah, well, let me give you this, and I'll set the stakes now. It's 2-minute warning. Cowboys haven't really moved the ball all that much, although, Hook, you're right. They moved it maybe close to 30 yards here facing the 3rd and 1. If the Patriots defense gets a stop here, you got to look at them and say, wow, they're going against one of the best offenses who they held to 9 points. They created turnovers today, and when they needed to get a stop, they got a stop to win them a game. So I'll have to give the Patriots defense credit if they get this stop, and I feel like they're going to get the stop. I'm not all that nervous that the Cowboys are.
Did you not give them credit for their game against Philadelphia last week? Because I thought that was an impressive.
Not really, because Wentz sucks. I actually think Dak is good. Wentz sucks. You see Wentz today? Did you watch Wentz? He's terrible. That's
fine. But I think the record of what they've done this year, or at least
that's coming back. That's a hold.
A lot. He's better than that. And there's a level to which that's all that matters. If you look at their first 6 games, people were you're
playing ass quarterback
for anything. And sure, I'm more than happy to dismiss the game against Miami and the game against the Jets. Games in there as well. They played the Steelers when they had Roethlisberger. Baker Mayfield was not at his best at that point, but he's better than, whoever the 3rd string quarterback of the Jets are.
Yeah, I think Wentz is closer to the Mayfields and the Darnolds and those guys of the world than he is to Dak. I like Dak a lot, and Dak has not played well today. By the way, I think they called a tripping penalty on Dallas. So instead of a 3rd and 1, idiot, moron, Jason Garrett-led Cowboys, it's now 3rd and 11. Instead of picking up the 1st down with Zeke.
That's Adam in Framingham. Matt in Framingham knows more about this than I do, because I do feel a little bit better now, to be fair.
All right. So now here's the question, Hook. I said before they'll go for it on 4th down. It's a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Excuse me, a minute 50.
You have to go for it.
The Cowboys have all
you don't go for well, I feel like they have to go for it here, no?
So I think so too. And I was playing devil's advocate. I think you got to go for it even on 4th and long here. Here's the thing. Even if the Patriots on a short field get a field goal, the Cowboys are going to get the ball back. If they get the stop, if they go 3 and out and the Patriots kick a field goal with all the timeouts, you're still going to get the ball back and you still need a touchdown. So you got to go for it.
Do they convert? What do you think? Do they convert? No. I think they will. I'm going to say they do. You ready for that?
You think they will?
They're converting on 4th and 11. Putting $1 on.
They're not even going to snap it on time. They got it off.
Yeah.
Oh, Hook!
There you go.
What a call by Hook.
Oh.
Is that Cooper's first catch?
No, I don't think it's his first catch. I don't think so.
Let's see if it's a catch.
Well, that's the thing. The players on the field are saying it's not. That's not. That's definitely not a catch. After he hits the ground, he's 100% not in possession.
Are his hands under it? Are his hands under it?
It's hanging about his crotch at that point.
No chance that's a catch.
No, look at this. That's
no chance.
That's like a foot that's in his, hands. I don't know what you know about anatomy, but that's not his hands.
Well, I hadn't seen that last replay. No, there's no hands under that. So that's not a catch. So it's gonna be Patriots ball. Patriots ball. I can't tell if that was Cooper's first catch. I think it was.
Yeah. Well, and now
he's only in the box score for one. He's only in the box score for 1 catch for 20 yards, and that ain't going to be a catch. So
there's the ground right
way to show
there.
Up today, Amari.
It hits the ground before anything else does. There's no way that's a catch. And
all right. So bottom line, Hook, you were wrong.
All right. Well, I was right, and then I was wrong. Okay, I prefer to look at it that way. I was right
temporarily
before
right,
I was wrong.
which feels good. Yeah.
Well,
that's all. That's all.
I will tell you this:
be temporarily right. I don't need to actually be right.
I was not wrong. How's that? I mean, the Patriots left that dude wide open, and he had the catch.
Yeah,
he held on
Patriots
to it.
Didn't get a stop. Patriots didn't get a stop. They got a drop. Yeah. That's what they got.
So you know. So you'll know before I do.
That's a good throw. That's a good throw. I mean, Dak has been poor all day, but obviously that's a catch Cooper has to make. I don't give a shit about the weather. He's got to make that catch.
And there's nobody within like 5 feet of him either. How do you leave a guy middle of the field, downfield, that open? That, I don't get. And so these are the things, if I were a Monday through Friday talk show host, I would remember plays like this.
All right, so I should write it down is what you're saying?
Go on the air tomorrow and say the only reason they won was because Cooper couldn't hold on to the ball.
You know what? I'm gonna write that down. It could be 6, maybe a 6:20 segment. That feels like a good take though. Cooper. Hang on, let me write it down. Cooper can't catch. Patriots win. Good call.
I think.
So hang on. Yeah, so they overturned that. Easy, not close, not a catch. Patriots are going to get the ball here, and they're already in field goal range. So all they need is a first down. Dallas has 3 timeouts here. So if Dallas gets a stop, they're going to get the ball back. They're going to have no timeouts, but they're still going to need that touchdown. So it's still going to come down to the Patriots defense if the Patriots can't get a first down. I asked you this before, Hook. I think now the Patriots have to run, right? Now it's important to get the Cowboys to burn those
I was going to ask you that.
Now it's Sony Michel, not Rex fucking Burkhead.
Yeah. Where's your boy Sony? This would be a perfect time for him to get yards of carry that we were talking about before. If he can do that.
They just showed the graphic, by the way. Cooper does have 0 catches.
Okay, well, he should have.
I was deflecting from your Sony Michel hate. That's what I was doing mostly. But yeah, that's 0 catches for Amari Cooper in this game.
All right, well, it's not been a great day for him.
I mean, taking away a guy like Amari Cooper, who, by the way, was quiet last week too and is dinged up. Still, he shouldn't be laying goose eggs like he just laid there. Sony Michel is in the game, Hook. So you ask where he is. He's out there right now.
No.
Probably going to churn out a first down. I'd imagine.
Yeah, or churn down a loss for one.
Sony.
Yeah, there you go. There's the 5, right?
No,
that's about 5 yards.
Like a 5-yard pop.
There we go. That's what we're talking about. If he can do that one more time, he's got 2 more tries to do that one more time, and this game is pretty much iced, right? This game is pretty much done at this point.
It's over. If they get a first down, it's over.
Yeah.
Game's over.
So there you go. This is it for you. Sony Michel comes through. Running backs matter. That
I'll shift gears real quick. From taking the blame of being wrong about Dak Prescott to just Sony Michel is awesome. I'll shift gears to that so quick your head's spinning.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, when they needed to win the game, was it Tom Brady or Sony Michel that came through? That's what we're about to see right here, right?
I mean, honestly, way to frame it. All right, so I'm going to write that one down too. Who did they put the game? Whose shoulders was the game on? Sony Michel or Tom Brady? It's Sony. First down, game over.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Cowboys. Bye-bye, Cowboys. Pussy Cowboys getting off the bus, not ready to go, beating themselves the second they get off the bus because of a little bit of wet rain. Oh, it's so wet and cold outside. Oh, I can't play football today. They just beat themselves.
Yeah, well, I while I can't necessarily point to any particular thing, I'm still more than happy to blame this on Garrett. I still believe that if everything were flipped, that this would be the Cowboys going away if Bill Belichick were their coach. Because I don't see what the Cowboys did at any point to adjust. I don't see anything that they did to say.
That's a great point. What did they do to scheme things up, change things up? What did they do all day long? I think they basically ran and tried to hit, their tight ends. Like their wide receivers had very few catches in this game. Cobb had 4 for 86. Gallup had 3 for 42. I think that's it.
And
for wide
Cobb had
receivers.
that one huge one. So if you deduct that one, that was for
good point.
Whatever.
Good point. It was 59 yards, right? So take that away, and he didn't do anything. So there you go. Patriots in victory formation. Cowboys have one more timeout. So that's the ball game, Hook. That's the ball game. And I say the Cowboys beat themselves before they got off the bus. They went into the wet rain. They got, I'm so sick and tired. Oh, I don't feel like playing football today. And I think that's where the rain was a factor. But Patriots defense obviously played phenomenal today. And it's against a quarterback I love. a quarterback I'm a big fan of in Dak Prescott. So I'm not going to take away from their defensive performance. I won't do it today. I won't do it tomorrow on the radio. I think the Cowboys are soft, but I also think the Patriots defense played unbelievable today. And when they needed to, not only did they get a stop, the Cowboys are idiots jumping offside, but that's because they're worried about the Patriots and their scheme and their pass rush and everything else. So I'll give the Patriots defense their due. Not the offense, who can only score on short fields just about, but the defense gets their due today. They do.
Come 6:06 p.m. when you set the table, what am I are we starting off with the Patriots defense is great, or are we starting off with, boy, Sony Michel really came up big when Tom Brady did?
It'll be I'll get to Sony, and I'll get to Amari Cooper can't catch, and that's the only reason the Patriots lost. Like, I'll get to all that. But no, tomorrow the actual credit, I'll do the mea culpa on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense. I said the Cowboys would be in the 20s. They didn't even get halfway there. They didn't even get to double digits. Never mind the 20s. So no, that'll be my my mea culpa tomorrow, 6:06. That's what we'll be talking about. When's the next time we can hear you, Hook? Next weekend?
I will.
Are you going to be on?
I will be on Friday morning, day after Thanksgiving. Mike Flynn and I are doing a 3 or 4 hour show. So
what can we hear from you? What's your take going to be on that? You got a little more time to marinate, but what's your big take going to be?
I mean, again, I think that this team is going to win on defense. I think that they have. I mean, there's a lot of talk. Is the offense good enough? All of that. I think this defense is shaping up this year, not all time. Shaping.
Wait, time out, Hook. I'm sorry to jump in, but we're gonna squeeze in one late fan line here. I'm being told that Mike in Weymouth on the fan line wants to go at me. So Mike in Weymouth, go right ahead. We got 30 seconds left in the game. Mike in Weymouth, holler away. I need to deal with this now. Get this out of the way because I'm gonna be doing this all night on the radio tomorrow. Yeah,
Jones.
It's a good start, Mike.
You're gonna start off with the shitty part first tomorrow. Don't start with me. You're gonna start off with the.
I'm not. I'm going to start with the credit. Credit, Mike.
I love your show. Don't ever change. Beat a dog while he's down. 6 Super Bowls. Never mind, you still suck. Keep doing it, baby. I love it. I will listen to your program all the way down. The Cowboys are an absolute fucking joke. Peace out. Have a good night.
All right, Mike. That was so much more painless than I expected that to be.
All right. Well, to hear how you somehow work a negative Celtics take into your coverage of the Patriots game, because I think you can do that. You can take a look at how the team came through in a way that the Celtics did not. They faced a contest. The Celtics went out west. They crumbled under the pressure when the Patriots stood up. I think you can do it. I think you can make that turn, contrasting the way the two teams did this.
The Patriots dealt with injuries and the Celtics cried about injuries. There you go. There's the difference. Boom. That's a difference for you right there.
I like it.
So anyway, final play. Brady threw a little pop-up like he normally. That's like a normal throw from Brady these days. A little pop-up punt into the end zone there, trying to run out the clock. Is the clock done? How the hell is there 1 second on the clock?
I don't know. It's going to be the Miami Miracle all in. 1 second left.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Get ready for it, Hook. I jumped the gun.
What happened? How does that happen exactly?
I have no idea how there's any time on
there were 4 seconds left. Did he not take his time to actually pass the ball? Is there a clock review?
I have no clue. Are they saying? I have no idea. I don't have a good answer for you. Not to sound too Troy Aikman here on the broadcast. I don't know, Joe. But I legitimately have no idea. All right, 1 second.
Yeah.
Look.
All right, here we go.
What are we doing?
Here we go. We're going to be lateraling this sucker all the way down the field.
So, can we go back to last week? Didn't you have a problem that the Eagles didn't do that at the end of the game?
Absolutely.
Why the hell were they throwing bombs?
What do you have left to lose at that point? I mean, it worked for Miami, didn't it? Where's their Kenyon Drake? Ezekiel Elliott's better than Kenyon Drake. All right, let's see what we have here.
What is this?
No, Tom Brady rushed the throw. It's
Pereira just. I was just listening to Pereira. Pereira's on the Fox podcast saying, "Yeah, Brady threw it out of bounds. Yeah, and he tried a little pop up." Pereira just said he's hard pressed to understand how there's a second left in the game, which I would completely. How the hell is there a second? That thing hung in the air for at least 5 seconds.
But does it? I mean, I don't know. Does it go when it goes out of bounds? Does that end the clock?
I mean, it didn't sound like Pereira felt that way. Oh God.
All right. Well, there you go. Now the game is over.
That's That's
But
your
I got
play?
to tell you, somebody somewhere has got that guy who just got an extra 1 fantasy point, and everything just changed around.
No, you're probably right. Michael Gallup probably just won somebody a fantasy matchup. That's true. Like, no joke. He probably, especially like a PPR, he probably just won somebody.
It's like, whoa, I got 1.1 points. Woohoo!
That was an anticlimactic finish. We're just gonna throw down the seam to Michael Gallup and end the game that way. All right. Well, you know where to find me. You can find me on the radio at 6:00. You can find Hook Friday. What time again? Hook
8 a.m. on Friday.
8 a.m. Friday morning, Black Friday when you're out doing your shopping. Tune in for Marshall Hook. He and Flynn are going to be ripping the Patriots apart. You can tune in and listen to him on the Sports Hub. And don't forget, every week here on FanCred, fourth quarter live, Mike Felger typically here. Sometimes you get me, sometimes you get Hook, sometimes you get somebody else. But again, next week, Sunday Night Football against the Houston Texans. Check out FanCred on social media at FanCred and on the FanCred app. Hook, thanks so much. Great work by Cam as always, and we will talk to you guys next week.